Google Chrome, the browser used by billions, has been at the center of a serious cybersecurity incident. A zero-day vulnerability, secretly exploited in the wild, was used to deliver a spyware tool linked to an Italian surveillance vendor. Today I'll break down what happened, how the exploit worked, who's behind it, and why this case matters for anyone who uses a web browser. Let's dive into the Chrome zero-day and the spyware known as LeetAgent. In early 2025, researchers documented active exploitation of a critical Google Chrome vulnerability, CV 2025-2783. The flaw enabled a sandbox escape, a technique that breaks out of Chrome's security boundaries and executes code on the host system. With a high severity score and evidence of in-the-wild abuse, Google patched it in March 2025. However, the exploit had already been used in a targeted espionage operation dubbed Operation ForumTroll. Operation ForumTroll focused on targets in Russia and Belarus, including media outlets, universities, research centers, financial institutions, and government organizations. The attackers used phishing emails with short-lived, personalized links posing as invitations to the Primakov Readings forum. Simply clicking the link in Chrome or other Chromium-based browsers was enough to trigger the exploit and begin the infection chain. The delivered tooling is linked to Memento Labs, also known as MEM3 and T0, an Italian firm formed in 2019 from the merger of the Cyber Group and HackingTeam. HackingTeam was previously known for selling intrusion and surveillance capabilities to government clients. In 2015, HackingTeam suffered a major breach that exposed internal tools and data. An EFI development kit from that leak later influenced a UEFI bootkit known as Mosaic Regressor. In 2016, Italian authorities revoked HackingTeam's export license for sales outside Europe. The lineage suggests an ecosystem with a long history in offensive tooling. The observed attacks began with a validator script in the browser to confirm a real user. After validation, the exploit for CV 2025-2783 executed to achieve remote code execution and deploy a loader that launched the LeetAgent spyware. The name, LeetAgent, reflects the use of LeetSpeak in its internal command naming. Once active, LeetAgent communicates with a command and control server over HTTPS. It can run system commands via command exe, execute processes, list and stop tasks, read and write files, inject shellcode, and modify configuration. It can switch directories and set parameters for a keylogger or file stealer targeting common document types. .doc, .docs, .xls, .xlsx, .ppt, .pptx, .rtf, and .pdf. In practice, an infected machine becomes a remote surveillance node capable of data theft and further compromise. Code artifacts tie LeetAgent activity back to 2022, suggesting an extended development period. Campaigns linked to the same operators have used phishing with malicious attachments against Russian and Belarus-focused targets. Linguistic indicators show proficiency in Russian with occasional mistakes, hinting that the actors are likely not native speakers but familiar with local context. Separate reporting described exploitation of CV 2025-2783 to deploy a backdoor known as Trinper, attributed to a group called TaxOff. Analysts also observed LeetAgent launching a more advanced spyware framework named Dante. Overlaps include similar persistence via COM hijacking, shared file paths, and data stored in font files, along with code commonalities between Loader and Dante. Dante, which emerged as a successor to older remote control systems tooling, emphasizes stealth and resilience. It obfuscates control flow, encrypts strings, hides imports, and performs anti-debugging and anti-VM checks. After environmental checks, an orchestrator module communicates via HTTPS, dynamically loads components from disk or memory, and can self-remove if no commands are received within a configured period, erasing operational traces. This incident illustrates the continued commercialization of offensive capabilities. Tools marketed for lawful interception can appear in geopolitical intelligence operations, including surveillance of organizations, academics, and journalists. Leveraging a Chrome zero-day indicates significant resources and access to high-value exploits, aligning more with state-aligned or well-funded actors than typical cybercrime. Keep browsers and operating systems fully updated, and restart to apply patches promptly. Treat unsolicited invitations and event links with skepticism, even when personalized. Use security software with behavioral detection, and consider hardware-based protections that can limit sandbox escape impact. Limit the plugins and extensions you install, and segment sensitive work to dedicated devices or profiles when possible. Attribution remains nuanced. Indicators suggest a state-aligned operation, but definitive public attribution is not available. The focus on Russia and Belarus implies geopolitical objectives. The toolset lineage and tradecraft overlaps raise ongoing ethical and regulatory questions around the sale and use of commercial surveillance technologies. This case shows how even widely trusted software can be exploited in targeted operations. Staying current with updates, practicing careful link hygiene, and understanding how these campaigns work are key steps to reducing risk.